Okay, music's off. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, Middle East and Asia. Good morning, Europe. And a very early good morning greetings to the Americas too. From wherever you are joining, we're happy to have you. We've over 500 registrations from around the world, and we are glad to have many of you with us. Welcome to our first TaiyangNews solar cell and module production equipment and process materials conference, long title, a lot of content, which is organized as usually by our team in Asia and Europe. My name is Michael Schmela, and I am the managing director of TaiyangNews, all about solar. If you don't know us, we're a news platform, and our focus is primarily on PV technology. First, let me say a big thank you to our sponsors. This is what enables us to have these online conferences free of charge. Just a few words on housekeeping. Please use the chat function. This is our virtual discussion room where you can chat with anyone. Please feel free to ask questions or make comments. This is really the way to be interactive. It has worked very well in the past, and we strongly recommend to use it. The speakers usually stay also on and are happy to answer any questions. Okay, looking at production equipment, the theme of today. So when we look at today's overcapacities, you wonder if such a conference is actually needed, and at least we think that the answer is a clear yes. Number of registrations shows also that there's interest in it. Obviously, the market continues to grow. Bloomberg New Energy Finance forecasts around 570 gigawatt for this year, up from 440 gigawatt last year, which was also a surprising growth. Nobody had suggested or had estimated that this was happen. And obviously, the 570 gigawatt this year, let's see what finally comes out, are by far not the end. So what's, of course, the consequences of the overcapacities that we have is that expansion plans have been somewhat delayed. But even if it happens slower, big manufacturers do continue to expand. If you look at the recent Q1 presentations from the big ones, I just looked briefly at a story we published on Jinko. They announced in their quarterly results that cell capacities should be increased from 90 gigawatt end of last year to over 210 this year, and modules from 110 to 130. Longi is also strongly expanding. So we see that for several of the big ones. Moreover, we see the Chinese companies not only expanding in China, but we also see them increasingly going abroad to diversify. That's also happening and continues to happening. And in today's defragmenting world, we see also more and more countries and regions finally doing what China has done a long time ago. And that means developing their solar industrial strategies to get more independent, and which also drives local and foreign investment. I think on the forefront here are obviously India and the US, and while Europe is also now finally trying to get its act together. So we also have technological advancements happening. So the change from PERC to TOPCon is going quick, but has not been finalized. And at the same time, I think why it's also important to look into both equipment and processing material is the growing cost pressure as prices have continued to decrease in the first couple of months. though also much slower than before. So many good reasons for production equipment, and that's why we've also expanded it from last year, where we looked only at cells, to modules as well. So let's take a look at the agenda. Can we see the slides actually from the agenda, Udaya? Yeah, so just want to quickly go through that. Today's conference will begin with our keynote speaker, Markus Fischer, so the steering committee chair of the International Technology Roadmap for PV. Very happy to have him with us. He will share the latest results on cells of the upcoming ITR PV 2024. The final document is not yet out, but he will probably tell us when this will happen. So we are happy to have a sort of preview. And then we will delve into the key ingredient of a cell, the wafers. So Yi-Chun Wang, product R&D director from the world's largest wafer manufacturer, LONGi, will talk about the latest generation on high efficiency silicon cells, silicon wafers, sorry. And there's also something really interesting coming up, as far as I understood from the quarterly results recently. And then we will have this will be followed by 4 presentations from leading equipment makers who have slightly different focuses. So first we will have Homer Chen, who is a special assistant to the CEO of SC Energy, and he will talk about recent developments in coating. We will have Laplace Director of Technology, Joshua Stückelberger, who will delve into turnkey solutions for TOPCon and beyond. We're also glad to have Lead Micro's PV Division CTO, Bao-Chen Liao, who will present about all-in-one integrated passivation solutions for TOPCon. And then we will have Autowell's Lab Director, Nin Chen, who will shine light on the advancements in screen printing. With the metallization space also being a strong cost factor, we also not only want to look at that from the equipment side, but also from the material side. And that's why we're happy to have with us Fanqing Guo, who is the new technology development director at leading a metallization company, DKEM. And finally, we will have then a panel where we simply will reflect on the technology trends in solar cell manufacturing and what we've learned during the conference. And since Shravan, my colleague Shravan Chunduri, our head of technology, is much deeper into all this, he will now take over, moderate through this event, and then also the executive panel. Thanks. And